told my daughters and my son is to develop yourself, your skills, whatever you want to be without any distractions whatsoever. And there are times to be selfish, especially in college, because you are developing your life dream, okay? So don't let anyone dissuade you, okay? And the most important thing is that whatever you do in your life, make sure that you do it for everyone. Make someone else's life better. I said that already. That is the way to feeling fulfilled in your life. And as my children were growing up, of course they had disappointments. They didn't make the track team, or they didn't get this prize, or they didn't do that. And I would always tell them that isn't where you're supposed to go. That door is closed, but that's because you're supposed to go here. Don't look at that as a disappointment.
If something you're terrified from, and the negative voice in your head, the critic in your head is telling you you should not do it, that's a sign that you should do it. It is. So see what you're terrified of, and see what you put yourself down in terms of the concept, and go and do it, because you have to do it. The second thing is, I always had issues with the word no. It's so hard for me to say no. So the advice that I have in order to lean in, make peace with the concept of saying no, and give yourself permission. It's not like, no, I'm not doing this. Learn how to communicate the message where you do things that you believe are the right things to do, and don't do things that you don't believe they're the right thing to do. And the third thing is create a community of support where you're not alone. You're surrounded with people who have similar beliefs, similar needs, so you can all support each other.
My life and all of the trials and challenges are actually what I tell myself, like when they're happening, is this will be funny. It's not funny today, but it will be funny in a few more days, or in a month, or in a year, when you're telling this story to a friend or family member or someone else. So I guess my advice would be to take it all with a little bit of a sense of humor, and realize that get through it and laugh about it later. It's funny that the guy in the office next to me thought that I was the assistant because I can type so fast, and asked me as the developer to type his engineering whatever paper that he was submitting. And he realized, I could have taken it and been, what a jerk. But instead, I said, I'm going to type it, because he's going to figure out in a few days just how absurd this is, and it'll be funny. And he did, and came back and said, I feel so embarrassed. But it was funnier that way.
The question was asked about what to say to your daughters. And I think being a teacher and being a community leader, it's not what we say, but what we do. When my students see me sitting in front of a council of all men, and I'm modeling for them what is possible. And when I have female engineers come into my classroom and show them that this is something that you can do, I'm modeling that for them.
If you really take on that belief and you begin to operate with the idea of competing only with yourself, but you're not going to compete, you'll stop competing with everybody else, and you're only compete with yourself to do better, to learn more, to become more skillful, at your particular task, and all of that, and really just compete with yourself. The natural outcome of that is cooperation, because what keeps us from cooperating with each other is that we're competing, right? Because it's very hard to cooperate if you're competing. So when you remove that barrier, and you're only competing with yourself to do better and better, and to make a bigger difference or to help more, it just creates a spirit of cooperation.